All right, we are back. Berserk with the boys. Oh fuck, do I have to do the yes?
Music
Is
with
it
the
the right one?
boys.
I never know which one I'm gonna do. Here it is.
Music with the boys.
All right.
Was it? It wasn't
Chose the
Damon
right
the?
one.
Yeah, it was. Is the
So
other one? Is the other one just Damon?
Yeah, it's just Damon. Yeah.
before we started
So
recording, you were saying something about you were reading a bit of this before we started, and
yeah, no, I'm. This is where it's funny because we're now on the fourth um, installment, which means like our author has been drawing these for like about a year now. And this is like the first time where really the plot has like come into the story. Like he's had these like little hints of like world building, but this is like the really first time where you're like, oh right, no, we're in the story now. But it takes until the fourth installment to really get there. Um,
so I've never met a single person who really likes this story who was there at the very beginning, waiting month to month for new chapters to come out. Every single person I've met who really likes this binge the hell out of like dozens, if not hundreds, of chapters
yeah,
in a row to really. Because you're right, like waiting month to month, like oh fuck this. Like I've dropped mangas for less, but it's really one of those things where you have to keep with it.
yeah, and it's so funny because it's such a slow burn because it takes them so long because it's so detailed and there's so much delay. And there really wasn't much plot in those first three stories. Like we essentially learned, okay, yeah, there's a brand and there's some monsters and it's really violent, and we learned about this like egg. Um, but that's it. There's not much holding it together, other than really good art and a lot of violence. So to get to a point where all of a sudden now we're like, actually, we're going to have a really interesting story on top of this. Um, because before it was like essentially the shtick was this is super, super fucking violent and there's really good art, but it's just like the only thing bringing you in is the violence. And we joke because it's like this is Berserk with the boys, but like to bring up the boys as an example, like the boys, yes, like now there's a lot of like political like aspects to it, but the thing that kind of brought people into the boys was like, oh, it's violent, right? There's a lot of blood, but now there's actually
Hmm.
like there's going to be some story. Mm. Now, but you binged, like when did you binge it, Carmine?
Oh, years ago, years and years and years ago. It's one of those things where when you get into it, people are always telling you like, "Nah, you got to stick with it. It gets really good at this chapter," and they were right. Because the first three chapters, they're fine. They're fine. But as it continues on, you're like, "Oh, what's going on here? Oh, ooh, Guardians of Desire is really when it starts to open up. Specifically, the third chapter, or I'm sorry, not the third chapter, the technically fifth chapter of Guardians of Desire.
Gotcha. No, this is we're talking about the second chapter tonight. We're talking about the second chapter of Guardians of Desire. Um, Here we see Guts changing his cannon arm, even though it seems like it has an unlimited supply of bombs or whatever in there. Apparently, he does have to reload.
It's kind of difficult to. He's got all these screws hanging around. Like
I
he
know,
better hold
right?
on to those. If he loses them, he's done for.
I mean,
Those
I
are
don't know
custom
where.
parts.
I mean, you think about how ridiculous a screw is. Like today, we take screws for granted, like because they're all manufactured. But you think about how difficult actually making a screw was, like
Oh
before
yeah.
machinery and stuff. Like you'd have to have like all those threads manufactured by hand by a human being, not a machine, like smelt into the right place. Like there's no way that he would be able to do this. Like no
Yeah.
way.
I literally read like a paper where they found a piece of like chainmail armor in like the middle of like the New Mexico desert,
Mm.
and there's debate on like what type of armor it is, like, or where it came from and stuff, if it's like historical. And I think like the evidence was showing that it was like a Byzantine like iron chainmail shirt, like that's from like Eastern Europe or something like that, that was brought to the Americas by like cheap conquistadors, like conquistadors that like were using old armor and stuff. And
Mm.
one of the ways that they ruled out that like, oh, they thought maybe it was like Native American, like imitating stuff, but there were like these rivets and screws and stuff that are specific to European knowledge that like you can't learn in a short amount of time. You have to have the tools. Like it's like that. Yeah, yeah. It's like you take it for granted now, but
Taking
that stuff is
screws for
hard.
granted, man. Fucking screw. All right, Beruseruku. Okay, here we are. Um,
There he is.
what?
Hey, he's finally holding it behind him instead of at his crotch.
That's true.
He's
I
got a
don't know what he's
bulge there
doing here.
instead. He's got a
I don't
cod
even
piece.
recognize it. I don't even recognize it. He seems to be injured. Maybe this is from a battle. Doesn't seem to make. Okay. Guardians of Desire, Chapter 2. Remarkably long story, by the way, because most of the previous, this is going to be 120 pages, roughly. Before we
Got
were reading
strapped in.
stuff that was like in the 80 to 90 page range. So this is going to
Oh
be
god.
a long. I mean, I hope you guys are fucking prepared for all of this.
I should be asking you this. Are you all right? You good?
Yeah,
You good?
I'm fucking
Yeah, I'm good.
fine,
I'm good. We
man.
got nothing going on.
I mean, I'm fucking ready to talk about a Behelit. How did you pronounce it again?
The 99 anime, or 98, whatever year it's released in, calls it Behelit. Behelit is how they pronounce it there.
Baylit.
That's how I
You don't
But
need
I
pronounce
this
it.
don't
many.
know if that's
You don't need
accurate.
this many vowels. Baylit. That should be like BAYLIT.
And I think like the dub calls it Behelit, and then the Japanese, like the original Japanese, it's like Behelit, like kind of like, I don't know, it's like
Behelit.
Be- yeah,
Behelit.
yeah.
See, we got
But
to turn
I've
off
heard
the
people
English
say,
and hear what the Japanese is saying. Are they just going?
yeah.
Because like they wouldn't. So in Japanese, you the only ending consonant is N, so you would never end it something with a T. So it'd have to be like Behelito, Behelito, or something like that. They end stuff with S because like des like is the verb like to be, but like it's supposed to be desu, but everyone just says des. So you can end stuff in S and you can end stuff in N, but generally you don't end stuff in T. But whatever. From my limited fucking Japanese knowledge. I mean, you took Japanese, Carmine. Am I correct in this?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck.
Oh, fucking why not? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Okay. When we last left our hero, he had been nearly killed by, even though he had just fought off like 100 dudes, he had been nearly killed by 20 more dudes who'd come in, and a mummified random stranger had been like, this way, and has brought him into a secret lab. And then they brought him into the secret lab, rescuing him from 20 mortal men, which should be nothing to our hero, but at that moment, whatevs. He goes into this lab, and then he goes into the back, and he's got a fucking Behelit. Behelit.
Real quick about what you
I've heard
just
people say
said.
Behelit too.
Yeah, real quick about what you just said. At this point in the story, Guts has actually fought and killed 100 guys.
Yeah, but four, like at least like 8 more
I
dudes
know.
Eh,
ran into the square, and he was gonna get killed by those eight random
and
guys.
he's
So the
killed
mummified guy
like
rescues him.
several apostles too. Like
Yeah.
right?
But
At this point,
he needed to be rescued.
by this little guy, this little Yoda guy.
Yeah, he's rescued. But by the way, we find out he's not really a Yoda guy, which we'll find out in a second that it's worse than that, which I appreciate. It's pretty gruesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you know what this is? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Should have been. You know what this is?
Eek.
Oh, eek! God, stop! Who the hell are you? Where'd you get this thing? It's not mine. It's from the castle. I stole it from the count. I'm telling you the truth. Mm. Tell me about it. Tell me everything you know. Ooh. Thank God Puck is here. Would you by the way, I've decided I don't think I'd enjoy this without Puck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I need Puck. I need Puck
Hmm.
like in the story. I don't know how like people were able to deal with the story without Puck, like during the flashbacks.
You're right because it's like I don't know. Guts is so stick in the mud. I don't know. He's so mean
Yeah.
and rude and stuff. It's like, who do you latch on to?
My name is Vargas. I used to be the castle physician. In those days, the Count was a different person. He was cruel, but at least he was still human. But 7 years ago, after getting hold of this thing, the Count changed. Mm.
Oh man.
And now, this is getting pretty
Oh,
dark pretty fast. He
yeah.
began to treat people as if they were mere playthings, dissecting them alive. Guts, penises, slicing them up and chopping them up and violating them. He was having sex with the dead bodies and then eating them. His inquisition of heretics became nothing more than an excuse to acquire more bodies. Ugh. Guts seems
It's like
bored by this. But Puck is like, whoa, no! I couldn't bear to be part of the Count's diversion, so I secretly fled the castle with my wife and 2 sons. But on our way out, we were caught and thrown in prison. And the fiend
Oof.
hacked me up. Oh, so now we found out he's not really a Yoda guy. He just had his legs cut off. And so
Yeah.
he's been walking around on stumps.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. He's not a cute Yoda guy. He's a regular sized man walking around on his thigh bones. And right before my eyes, he took my wife and my sons. Even now, the image is seared into my memory. Oh, no.
Oh god.
Oh no, don't. Oh,
Oh
God,
my
you're
gosh.
eating my wife and
He
sons.
can. He's like Saturn. He's like that painting, Saturn and his son.
Well, Saturn ate his own sons. Like, this guy's
Oh
eating
yeah.
this guy's sons.
He's got his sons. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
They're saying he's
making
getting
him
big.
wash. So, yeah, that's a pretty brutal. It's pretty
It's
brutal.
pretty
He
rough.
has to watch this dude eat his wife and sons. And be like,
Like, huh?
oh, your wife and sons are delicious. Oh,
And then you got little Puck.
oh, that's a horrible story. Oh, true.
Vargas.
At the time, I was more than anger or sorrow, more than concern for my wife or 2 sons. I was nothing but a prisoner of fear. I used a drug that I'd concealed to feign my death. And when the opportunity arose, I slipped out the castle, taking the thing with me. It was a miracle. Oh. What? Oh. Wait a minute.
What?
So he faked his death in order to get out of the castle. Okay. So I imagine he
Yeah.
like took a medicine and went catatonic. And right. So the thing is, say you're in a castle and you find a dead body, right? You're going to strip the thing before you dispose of it, right? You're not going to like dump it with its clothes. You're going to at least search the body for clothing, right?
Yeah.
Which means, where did he hide the fucking Behelit?
He did. He's like Jack and Hagar with that coin.
I mean, you're absolutely right. That's what I'm going with this. Like, the dude
Unless he,
absolutely shoved the Behelit up his ass or ate it.
yeah, or ate
One of the
it.
two.
That's a good question. It's a good question.
Right? Because, like,
Yeah, I think it's up his ass. I think.
I mean, it makes no fucking sense if he's just like put it in his pocket and then was like, I'm faking my death. Because they'd be like, dead
Yeah.
body. Okay, let's see if he
He'd
has
tear
anything
off his
on him.
clothes. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And they'd
yeah.
be like, oh, he's got a Behelit in his pocket, right? The only way, he had to have shoved it up his ass or eaten it.
And why would you shove that up your ass? Why would you eat that? Like,
Pretty big.
how did he know that it was important? I don't know. I guess if I saw that, I'd be like, that's a little weird.
Well, he was doing a comparison of the guy's personality before and after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he noticed that it's like the source of the change. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we don't know how the guy got it, but he got it. Since then, 7 years have passed. During that time, I've tirelessly researched every aspect of religion and the occult, but I could never uncover a single clue about the nature of the thing that I had shoved up my ass. This thing, what in the world is it that I've shoved up my ass?
Hey, in retrospect, he didn't look that far because these Behelits are pretty common. There's a lot of apostles bumping around, like you
Oh,
think.
really?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
for me as a new reader, I'm like, oh, this is like pretty rare. This guy's never heard of a Behelit before.
the fact that he had 7 years and he never encountered another Behelit is a little weird to me because there's hundreds of apostles. There's maybe thousands of apostles later. I don't know if this is spoilers or something like that. Like if you just look at the eclipse, like there's tons of them. There's tons of them, and each one of them has a Behelit. So
Oh,
I
really?
don't know. Yeah.
And I mean, and each one of these apostles is surrounded by presumably a city that he is performing unspeakable atrocities upon.
Yeah, or just a region. Sometimes they're like villages or something like that, or forests.
So you're saying there's literally like, I mean, literally hundreds or dozens, like, but not that there's much difference, but you're saying like there's dozens of cities and or regions where some apostle is committing massive atrocities, as in he's like eating people, consuming human beings in the population.
Some apostles are less crazy than others, is the thing.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of apostles. There's hundreds in just Midland in the kingdom. Unless like they've been kind of drawn here more recently. There's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them. They seek employment doing different stuff. Like some of them are mercenaries, like Vargo Hoat kind of. Other ones are like the monster, like that just kind of hangs out in the woods in some areas. And others are like in the military or whatever. And there's other ones that are like the Snake Apostle that are like the kings of like the rulers of a town or something, or a city. There's a lot of apostles. Like it's just weird looking at this in retrospect that he spent 7 years like studying the cult and he didn't come across another Behelit or apostle, or even just like talk of apostles. I don't know.
Right, considering that they're super, super common.
They're common. They're way common than than you'd think.
I mean, it sounds like they're on the same level as like Russian Fabergé egg. Like, there's only so many. People hear about them. They're pretty famous. Like you may have never like had one in your hands because they're expensive, but like you understand that like Russian Fabergé eggs are like a thing that like super rich people have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like trying to think back. There's a lot because there's a lot of apostles just in the immediate area. Because later, when we go back into the Golden Age, you get like glimpses of apostles, and some of them are the same apostles, but there's also like new ones littered in. So maybe they just kind of there's like at least I'd say there's at least like 15, 20, I don't know, in Midland, like at this time, probably. I don't know, that's a rough
So
estimate. And then there's even more
when
later.
Guts kills an apostle like he did in the last couple of adventures, um, does what happens to their egg?
Oh, is this spoilers? You want spoilers?
I mean, I don't know. It's an important thing, I suppose. I don't know. But I mean,
The the
like
the
Snake Blowjob Man, he like killed that guy, Snake Blowjob Man. I'm just so Snake Blowjob Man presumably had a Behelit, is what you're saying.
yeah. I think every apostle has a Behelit. Let me just check, but I'm pretty sure every apostle has a Behelit. And somebody after Guts, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, well, let's see. Yes, every apostle possesses a Behelit. Yeah. So yeah, so Snake Guy had a Behelit, um, and every other apostle that we encounter has a Behelit. And we see a little bit later that somebody's collecting them after Guts has left an area and using them for
Okay.
a purpose. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
the But now we're finding out that the Behelits actually seem to change the human beings into demons. So Guts was stupid enough to be killing apostles without destroying their Behelits.
It's more complicated where the Behelits, like it seems like they only go to one person. Like there's a Behelit for you and intended just for you. I
Okay.
think. I don't
Really?
think I don't think you can reuse a Behelit to create another apostle, I think. You can reuse it
Okay.
for other magical stuff, but I think a Behelit is individual to each person, each
So
apostle
even
that they
though
use.
this
Later on,
Behelit,
we encounter a
yeah.
character that warns Guts that if he holds on to a Behelit long enough, it may imprint on him.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. So you,
So
you
it
can
may.
reuse Behelit.
We
Yeah, I'm
haven't
just
seen it
wondering
yet, I
if
don't
like
think.
this Behelit changed this Lord. So this Behelit was either tailor made for him in the first place, or like eventually a Behelit like imprints on them.
I think it's the former, like that the Behelit is intended and destined for you. Like they talk about that later with Griffith and stuff, where like his Behelit, and maybe it's unique to the one that he got, but it was like destined for him and only him kind of thing. And it's only because he had like certain qualities, like monstrous qualities, that it would have ended up in his hands in the first place. Um,
I see. I
like
see.
that destiny. It's destiny. I don't know. It's
Right. So you have to be a
um
bad guy, and then the Behelit makes you worse, and it's kind of tailor
yes.
made for you in a destiny sense.
Yes,
So
and
it's
the
not.
Behelit kind of brings out your monstrous qualities that are already in you, just more and stuff.
I
Because there's
see.
some people that get a Behelit and they're not as monstrous, like they're able to keep their selves in check and stuff, so they're more like disciplined. But yeah, they play on like your worst attributes and stuff. I don't know.
So,
Carmen, you can correct me if I'm wrong too.
but if in any case, what's this guy's name again?
This is Vargas.
Vargas. Whatever the case, Vargas is a really bad researcher because he spent
Yes,
7
yeah,
fucking years
it's a
and
long
he
time.
finds
7 years.
shit.
Yes. Like you there are apostles in like the immediate area, probably. Like within a couple days or something,
I
there's
mean, well, okay.
apostles in another
I
village
mean, the
somewhere.
guy, first of all, like he was tortured. He's got a lot of trauma. His
All right.
wife and
That's true.
sons were eaten before
He
his
lost his
eyes.
legs.
His legs were cut off. He's been walking around on thigh stumps, and like he doesn't have an eye. Like this, I'm gonna give him a break and say that like
Okay, I'm being too
he's
mean on Vargas because you're right. He probably hasn't left the city in 7 years. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's not like he can walk anywhere because he's like fucking got thigh stumps, and like he's not, he's not in a good
he
place. He's had a lot of
he
mental
could afford
trauma.
he could afford a giant like shark jaw that he can pull on to open a trap door and
Yeah,
stuff though.
we have no like. I don't know why he's distracted on that. Why isn't he just fucking researching the Behelit? Like he's got like jars filled with fetuses. Like what are you doing wasting your
Yeah.
time on fucking fetuses? Like imagine you're like a physicist and you go into you're like, "Oh, what do you do in your physicist lab?" And then he's got like like fungus, like jars of fungus and stuff. You'd be like, what are you doing with mushrooms? Like, you're not a biologist, or like, you know, you're like, oh, well, I just got these fucking jars of mushrooms. Like, you're a fucking physicist. Do your fucking physics. Like, collide particles and motherfucker. Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, this is the same with this Behelit. He's like, I'm trying to figure out what the Behelit is. So I've got this fetus. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You think that's a fucking lead? Well, I've got this fetus. That'll help me tell about like what this. Look at this. I've got this like model of the solar system here on my desk. That's not gonna fucking help you. This motherfucker is bad at science.
I'm okay. All right. I'm looking at. I don't know if I agree with this. I'm looking at like how many apostles there are, just in case. You know, like I don't want somebody to come out of nowhere and get angry at me. Let's see. They say probably several
Our
hundred at
comment
least.
section of 3 people. Oh my God.
Yeah. I got it. These are the scholars in their field will come out for this one.
That's true.
They are apparent, quote unquote, rare when Femto was born during the eclipse. Trey traveled all over the world to usher him in, and later again. So maybe I see this. I need a citation on this. This is a Reddit comment that's been deleted, so I don't citation needed. That they're rare before the eclipse. Well, this is post eclipse, so yeah, there's no okay. That doesn't matter anyways. This is post eclipse, so there should be tons. Because later we see that there's just tons and tons. There's a lot of them.
This is. Oh my God, this is actually really dumb. But I mean, I like I like where the story is going, but I want to go over how stupid this is. Okay. Since then, 7 years have passed. During that time, I've tirelessly researched every aspect of religion and on the occult, but I could never uncover a single clue about the nature of this thing. Okay, he's never uncovered a single clue. This thing, what in the world is it? Is this Guts? Is this Guts talking, or is it him talking? Because
I'm confused, yeah, because you're right. Okay, I think it's him talking. Look at Vargas's reaction. Look at it. Vargas's reaction is kind of like shock there. So I think that's Guts talking. He needs a little corner piece pointing to Guts's mouth.
Oh, I guess there's a tiny little one here. So Guts is the one saying he doesn't. So okay. Vargas doesn't know what the hell this is, and so Guts is like, it's a key. What? That key opens a portal to another world that overlaps our own. It's a key that summons demons from another dimension that have manipulated the dark side of human history since ancient times. Ooh. But why was I collecting fetuses? Like, I don't know, dude. You're on the wrong
like, damn it, the shark jaw didn't solve it.
The shark. I've researched every shark jaw in the fucking in the province, and none of these shark jaws gave me the answer to what this Behelit was. Oh my God, you motherfucker!
Oh my God!
It's a key to another dimension. Oh, the 5 members of the God Hand. So this is pretty bold that he gave a general outline of what the 5 God Hand members would be, considering this early, right?
And like the look of like the character design, even because a lot of manga artists I've seen, when they first reveal a character, the character design is just wildly different than when it's like kind of explored deeper. And these designs look pretty like Slen's hair is a little shorter. But besides that, they all look the same. They all look the same as they look. How many
years is it until some of these characters are introduced?
It's later. It's not long. It's like pretty soon after this.
Okay.
Yeah, and not only that though, but I also love the implication. So the God Hand are like the pinnacle of what you can be as an apostle, as a demon. But later down the line, chapters later, we see there were different God Hand members in the past.
That's way That's way later, Carmine. That was revealed like
Yeah.
a year, 3 years ago or something
I
like that.
know, dude. I'm still not over how fucking cool that is, because
That's a
the
big
implications of
reveal
that, we've
that they
never seen
shift
a
in
God
and out.
Hand die. So the fact that there were members before the current members means they're either dead, or I'm assuming they're dead, because there's no way they're going to retire and let someone else take their
What,
place.
retire and go and like retire and go on the beach and like have their golden years.
Sure,
I
sure.
love the God
Go
Hand. Oh my
golfing,
god.
you know? They
I
like they move
always
down to
wonder what the God Hand
Sarasota,
doing.
Florida, and do shuffleboard.
Carmine, do you know if they hang out when Guts isn't around the God Hand? Like they gotta, right?
I'm assuming they're
Skiing?
off doing their own thing, which is like the first time we see
Okay.
them like fully come out of nowhere when the eclipse is activated, then they all make their entrance. So I'm assuming they're not all there hanging out all the time.
Okay. I want them to be friends, the God Hand. They're just some goofy little characters with these crazy little designs that just
You don't
love
think
being
they
evil.
occasionally get beers together and like chill?
Right? It's like Palpatine. Like I don't know. I love the concept of Palpatine. Like what does Palpatine do in his free time? You know, when he's not being
Right.
evil.
They actually do answer that. Actually, in the original canon, they had Palpatine has had his pleasure yachts.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Because you kind of
yeah,
know that today power hungry like people sit in corners of their room or on the toilet and like doom scroll Twitter and like tweet, like that's what they do at their free time. We kind of know that's what like the evil like heads of things do, but like they don't have that. They don't have like at the end of the day, like they can't doom scroll. So like what do? They just, you know.
That being said, Preston, I'm very impressed with because like Carmen said, there's stuff with the God Hand that are set up this early,
Mm.
like this arc early kind of stuff. That isn't explained until 2020. I don't know when was the last kind of chapter, 2019, 2020 time, like shortly, but like right before he died. Because like yeah, you see like Carmine, do you remember like in the clips you see like a little bit of beef between Void and Skull Knight,
hmm
and it's never explained until like until 40 years later, however long it took to get an explanation for that lore. But it's teased that early on, which is just like so impressive to me. I don't know, it's
the
crazy.
one thing
There's
we
stuff
know
that
about the God Hand is that even like hundreds of years before, during Skull Knight's time, the one constant was that Void was there.
Mhm.
Everybody else was
Yeah,
different, which I love. Void is the guy in the
yeah.
middle. He's like the leader.
Yeah, I see.
There's the theory that Void was Skull Knight's like archmaester, like wizard guy, and
Hmm.
he caused the yeah, and that's how he got elevated, was the destruction of the kingdom and stuff. There's all this lore. So I don't know. There's all these theories that still haven't been answered after all these years. It's crazy. Anyway,
The
sorry.
5 members of the God Hand. Arr! What? Oh, poor Vargas, man. This guy, like,
We had a wife and kids.
he watched his wife and kids get eaten. It looks like they've taken his legs, his teeth, his eye. He still seems to be like bleeding. That he has to like wear bandages. Like it's been years and he still has like unhealable wounds. Like this poor
Oh,
guy.
I know.
Meanwhile, whoa, he looks
Yeah,
like
you're right. You're right, Preston. That it is crazy that after 7 years, his wounds are still bleeding.
yeah,
That's crazy. You just
yeah,
die.
yeah. And I don't know why Puck is so big in this picture. It's like forced
Well,
perspective. He's
yeah.
that Puck's actually really far close.
Is okay. Does Vargas have it worse, or does the Blue Bard have it worse? What happened to the Blue Bard
Oh,
and
it seems like Vargas has its worst. I
Vargas?
mean,
Yeah, Vargas has lost
The blue
limbs.
bard is dealing with. I mean, he's been dealing with pain for like a month. I understand that like it's been 20 years since A Feast for Crows, but like the bard has not been imprisoned for more than a couple weeks. Like
Okay.
it's plus he didn't watch his family get eaten in front of his
Get
eyes. Like that's
eaten.
probably the
Yeah,
worst
yeah.
aspect. Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Meanwhile, Door, Shadow, Door,
City?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here,
Yeah, I
but
don't know what this is.
oh, I'm in bed.
It's Lord
Lord
Zondark.
Zondark, your favorite named character. So this is Zondark, but I don't know what this was about.
I don't know what that's about either.
Yeah, they're
Is
just
that
like,
guts?
no, no, I don't
Is that
think
like where they're
so.
hiding?
I don't think. Well, look, there's a fetus up here.
Yeah. Is this like showing where Vargas's little hideout is? It's under the stairs? I don't know. Maybe it will be explained later. Maybe this is somebody spying on them.
Yeah, this is weird because, like, I think this is. So the fetus makes me think we're still in Vargas's cellar. So you're like, huh,
Yeah.
huh?
And we're looking up. Like we're
You're
looking up
looking
out of the
up
cellar.
at what? And then it's like, and then outside the city. Oh,
Yeah, it's weird. I
do
don't
we
know what that's
hear
about.
them? Okay.
I don't know what the
And then
shadow's about.
anyway, we're back with our boy Lord Zondark, everyone's favorite guy who doesn't deserve to be a character,
Named character.
who doesn't deserve to survive, um, has survived. Like the most unimpressive man to have survived has survived. Oh, Lord Zondark. Ah, Lord Zondark, calm down, please. Kill. I'll kill you. Eek. Oh,
Don't kill that old man.
what's going on here? Does he? Oh, he squishes the guy's head.
Oh, we killed him.
Yeah, was this guy in the
Yeah.
last? Yes, he
No, I
was.
think it's just that he draws old man characters pretty similar.
You're right. Old men
Because he does.
characters look exactly the fucking same. But that was weird. So Zondark is strong enough to squeeze a skull and break it. Ah, what's going on here? Oh, hey, it's His Majesty. What's all this racket? It's Lord Zondark's condition. Black swordsman, I'll kill you. Did he tell him his name before?
Maybe he just knows him by reputation.
I mean, considering that Puck is yelling guts, like you'd think they'd all know him as Guts.
Yeah, they probably should know him as Guts. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm. Excellency, this is dangerous. May I suggest you return to your chambers? Have everyone vacate the room at once, Dal. His name is the same as
Oh.
like dal, like Indian lentils. Dal. What? But I said it once.
Ching! Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm so scared. Everyone leave immediately.
I
Go.
hope Doll is somebody's favorite character. I didn't even realize that guy had a name. Like I knew Zondark had a name, but even this guy gets a name? Like what?
Just fucking Doll, man. This guy is a
Doll,
completely
somebody's
different
favorite
character from this guy that got his head crushed in, because this guy who got his head crushed in had hair on the outside of his
Mhm.
head and a beard, you see.
Yeah.
And this guy has no beard nor hair going around his head, or I don't even know what's going on with, like, is that
He's got like a cap or
is that a
something, yeah.
cat? Yeah. I said it once. Oh, everyone leave immediately. Gulp. Like he's like bashing his head into the wall. Like, why is he
What
doing
happened?
this?
He just got
so
fragments of metal on
enraged.
his face. I don't think he was that serious.
That's crazy. This guy is like crazy. He like stops and he's like, "Stir. You despise him, don't you? The Black Swordsman." Yes, I'd do anything to kill him. Very well, then. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Ho, ho, ho.
I mean, this guy's really like insane. Like he's lost an eye. He's like super injured, and he's just like in this mad rage to kill Guts. I'll grant you your wish. Heh. Yeah, French kiss time. Didn't he already French kiss him before?
Oh, I'm trying to remember what happened here.
Didn't he French kiss him last time? Do I have to like go back to last issue?
I remember a kiss. There was some type of
There was
kiss
definitely
between
a
these
kiss
guys.
last issue.
Yeah. Is there more?
Uh,
'Cause he's getting the little goo monster in him.
Fine, I'll go back. Fucking
Berserk. Yeah,
last
let's see.
issue. Where's the kiss?
Because I think it's
Um,
like after Guts had smashed his face. Let's see.
he goes blah blah,
Yeah.
smash your face, smash your face, smash your face, and then
Yeah. Maybe he didn't.
um, I swear I remember
No.
a kiss, right? I remember that little thing coming out. Zondark, Zondark. Am I completely imagining? This was like all battle. He crushes this head. Huh. Yeah, no, I guess I'm completely imagining it because I can't. Oh, geez, did I miss? Did you guys drop? I'm sorry.
Oh, hello. Was that me or was that?
Oh no, I guess it was me because both Carmine and you dropped at the same time. Carmine, you back? I think Carmine. I don't know if Carmine's back. Carmine's muted himself, but I think he's back. Carmine, you here? Oh well. Carmine's dead. It's fine. I thought I had a memory of it, but maybe it was a false memory, and maybe I read ahead, and and saw the guy. I think I've got a frozen buddies. Okay. Frozen buddies. Okay, let's see. Hello, we're back. I'm sorry that we've had of getting these frozen buddies here. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I don't know why. Sorry. No, the Carmine's joining now. All right, frozen. Sorry, guys. I guess we had.
No, you're good. You're good.
Carmine, you there?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, errors in the middle. But yeah, I guess I was completely imagining that like he did the French kiss or something. Maybe I read ahead.
It's weird because I remember like a kiss at one point too. Like I legitimately do remember a kiss. I don't know what I remember that from.
Right. Like what do we right? Because
Was it the
they
snake? Maybe it was a snake.
I don't know. Here he does that. I thought it was something with Zondark even. But I guess I was wrong because he bashes everybody in. Zondark is completely obliterated, and then he's just like, kill him. And then they go down into the chambers. They're talking to him, and then they find the Behelit. I must have read ahead because I had this memory, and you had it too. But oh well.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens in Berserk, right? Like,
Okay. So
yeah.
better get going here. Okay. Very well then. I'll do anything to kill him. Okay, fine. I'll give you this French kiss. Bro, no. Oh, this is creepy. My demon. Take it inside of you. Nice. This is some. Oh my god. Look at this art here. Check this
Oh
out.
yeah, look at that.
Check
Oh
that
no.
clitoral hood right there.
Oh no.
Oh,
There's no
that is
plausible
quite a
deniability with that one.
vagina on the underside of this like monster. That is
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, he
there's
he
no
brings his A game for the gross stuff.
That is This is like I've never seen this kind of design before. Because like you at first are like, okay, yeah, it's like a slug. Maybe it's gonna be phallic, but then it's like, no, let's make the underside into a vagina with a clitoral hood, like right there. Oh man, he really spent some time on this one. Slight gap tooth, like that's the time and effort he put the like give it to gap tooth. Huh. It's fucking crazy. Take it inside of you with your take my weird schlong vagina thing inside you. Oh man. Oh. Okay. Lord Dahl. What is it? One of the informers, he says he knows about the whereabouts of the fugitive, the Black Swordsman. What? Excellent. Take 30 troops along with you. 30 troops?
30 troops.
You think you could take Guts with 30 men? We lose the element of surprise if you send too many men to kill him. Oh, okay. Thanks for your justification on that. And don't forget what happened this afternoon. No matter how many foot soldiers we send after him, it's likely they'll be able to. It's unlikely they'll be able to stop him. Then why are you sending 30? I have a better plan. Oh, grrr. Ah, I've got sharpened teeth now. Zondark, the time has come for you to wreak your vengeance upon your heart's content. What? You'd think at this point Dahl has seen a lot of shit. I don't know why he's shocked by anything. But Dahl is like, everything is so crazy. Ah. Man, this Zondark better be the most important character ever.
Well,
wow, it's really well made. Huh.
Thank you. What? The Behelit?
Yeah, that's what Puck's saying.
I've always wondered what a Behelit is like. Like if it's meaty, like if it's squishy, or like I don't know, like what its consistency is like, because like I don't know, it's kind of got like a meaty quality to it, right? Because it changes around and it's like alive.
I'm gonna move around my face too. Huh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
slap. Yeah. Phew. I don't believe it. It won't budge an inch. But if you look closely, it's kind of got a neat looking face. It's art. Yeah, art. Oh, it's not artwork. That thing's alive. Why did you tell me before I touched it, you big jerk? Well, maybe it's alive, but it's no danger in its current state. Let's say it's kind of a tool.
Okay.
Well, how does it summon the God Hand? Stupid. I wouldn't be going through all this trouble if I knew that. Huh. Is that the Behelit's eye opened?
Yeah, I think its eye opened. Maybe.
Gulp. I forgot to ask you something. How did you I don't know who's talking here. I forgot to ask you something.
Oh yeah, and then that's Vargas.
At some point, do you think I should just switch like Puck's voice with Guts' voice, and that actually Guts has like the really high elf voice, and Puck has like a low Guts voice?
I'd love to watch that Berserk.
How did the Count get a hold of this thing anyway? By chance. He happened to buy it from a caravan of merchants that stopped by the castle one day. Even the merchants knew nothing about it. All they said was that they found it in a bazaar somewhere in the East, because the East is super exotic to a Japanese person.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird to see a Japanese person think about the East as exotic.
So what's very funny is because I am fascinated with the concept of exoticism. Like as a Westerner, like other things seem exotic, and it seems really funny when people find me exotic because obviously the self is the least exotic thing. But like in other places, people do find me exotic. But so like if you read like the original story of Aladdin, Aladdin, um, it's written by people that kind of were centered around Baghdad, but Aladdin is from China, and the sorcerer who has the lamp is from Morocco, and they kind of
Oh,
bring this up in the story because the writer is trying to find the most exotic locations that Muslims would be. And so like China is one end of the world and Morocco is the other end of the world. And these are both seen as exotic to someone in Baghdad. So they're like, oh, this character from China, and then this wizard from Morocco, and it's so exotic because they're so from faraway places doing these exotic things together. But of course, like Aladdin doesn't act in any respect Chinese, and the wizard doesn't act in any respect Moroccan. Like it's just like because the writer knows nothing about these places, he's just throwing him in there to be exotic, and it's very funny, you know.
I
So
never knew that Aladdin was
yeah,
Chinese. Like, is
Aladdin's
he
Chinese
ethnically
in the
Chinese?
story. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's
Uh-huh.
never brought up. See, like people freak out about like, I don't know, casting actors and stuff and in movies, but they never bring that part up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe he was supposed to be Uyghur, maybe he was Hue. It doesn't matter, which
They didn't
Chinese
think
thing
about
he
that.
is. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
But because again, it's written by like an ignorant person in Baghdad who's just like, he's from China. Like that's it, you know. Like it's what's exotic to this dude. But it's very funny, you know. But it's very
That's
clearly
interesting.
done for like exoticism, you know.
Hmm.
Um, from the perspective of the author. So here, like, oh, there's somewhere in the east, but like these people are Japanese, so it's like
The
doesn't get much
East that
more
he's
east than
referring
Japanese, you know.
the East he's referring to is the Kushan Empire, I think, which is like Berserk's version of India.
Okay.
Like it's like hyper India, so like maybe to a Japanese person India's exotic, I don't know.
It's hyper India. They have like five bindis between their eyes, not just
They,
one.
like it is literally like if you look up pictures later of like how he depicts the Kushan Empire, it is like hyper India, and you can kind of tell that like he just has taken statues and gods and just kind of put them in at random. Like
Huh.
yeah, like he you can tell that he definitely hasn't looked into like yes, what Hindu gods are like the gods of like destruction and what are like the good guys and stuff. He's just like just throw them in there because it looks crazy. Put like elephant headed gods and it's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
see. I see.
hyper
No,
India.
I looked at some pictures. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
nuts.
It is
Okay.
a bit
Okay.
nuts.
By chance, look at this. It's layout map of the castle.
Oh.
There's a
Vargas has
secret.
been doing anything but investigating the Behelit.
I
He's like,
know
yes,
this
I have
dude
the
is
castle
like
layout.
he is. This is like George R. R. Martin level of like research. Like he's like, look, I'm working on Winds of Winter. Like really, motherfucker. Like it's been. I'm working on Winds of Winter. It's been 14 years, but you've got like all this other shit going on. Anyway, so George is like, there's a secret passage used for escape from the castle that only a handful of people know about besides the Count himself. If all goes well, you should be able to reach the inner compound undetected. What? God, I mean, thank goodness you're doing this, but like, man, that has nothing to do with the Bailet. I wish I could go with you, but this body of mine, I'd only be a hindrance. You know, they did cut off my legs. I beg you. For the past 7 years, I've waited for this day.
Oh.
I've waited for the day that a man like you would appear. A man with a huge, huge dick. You're my only hope. Please, avenge me. Urgh. Don't touch me. My fetuses.
No, it's fetus jars.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. Oh, guts. Hey, what's the big idea? You make me sick. Don't you ever touch me like that again. Understand? Have you seen yourself in a mirror lately? You're the one who looks like a monster. At least make yourself a little more presentable. Listen, you. How come you're always picking on people like that? Yow! You jerk! Let me show you my butt. It's okay.
Flicked him on his little butt.
Yeah, no. It's okay. I don't mind being kicked across the room.
Okay, Vargas. Okay.
If only
Yeah,
you
look at
killed
this. Shattered his
Count.
fetuses.
I don't care what you say. Old fella. Spineless bastard. Spineless. I mean, I understand what you've been like. I understand at this point, like, what Guts has gone through, but Guts has gone through, like, Vargas has gone through arguably worse things than what Guts has gone through.
Yeah. Vargas is not spineless either. You know, he's been working. He's been trying.
He found out about the secret passages to the castle. And fetuses and stuff. He's been researching that stuff, you know?
That's just his hobby. The fetus is his hobby. Like, this is just for fun.
It has nothing to do with anything. Like,
yeah, it has nothing to do. It's like, you know, it's 7 years. Like, I have free time, you know? It's plenty of free time.
Jawbones. I won't avenge you, but I'll kill them all the same. Shh, quiet. Okay, that's like the same thing, you know? What's wrong? Oh no, Zondark! How threatening! I wonder if Guts is going to get killed.
My man Zondark.
I mean, wouldn't that be funny if Zondark ends up killing him and like the story from is just Puck?
That'd be awesome. It's Vargas. No, Vargas is the main character.
From now on.
You pull like a Theon. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
That'd be some subversion of expectations. Oh, Guts. Oh, it looks like you've taken in a dick vagina slug. The guy from this afternoon. You again.
That was this afternoon?
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn, he's got a busy day.
I mean, they should have made it like longer, considering he went home, like got bandaged up, like recovered somewhat enough to like stand up angrily to smash his head against the wall and then get his like vagina slug. Like, what time is it? Like, it should be,
he should have had a night pass or something like that. They hang out at Vargas's place.
What? Thank goodness you're there, Puck. Girl.
Stronger this time.
Now I get it. You're not even human anymore. Rah, fool, I'll hack you to pieces. Rah, Guts! Thank goodness you're there, Puck. Oh, girl, you got him. Jaw, ha, ha. Oh, my slug is causing my arm to regenerate. Huh? You know, this seems much more effective than like before. Like, you should have led with this.
This Akira arm?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the fucking Akira arm. Tetsuo, nah! He's got the axe. Kill. Slide, mush. I'm gonna hide in the skull. Wait. Why did he put his sword back behind his back? What is he doing? I'm very confused. Sword behind my back. Okay. All right. It's behind my back. All right. And, huh? I'm hiding in the skull. What are you doing? It's behind your back. I'll chop you into mincemeat. Okay. And
Okay.
it's coming. My Akira arm is surrounding you. Whoa! And then chop. Why are these things exploding? I don't know. What?
He's moving his cure arm around like a whip. And Guts is just deflecting it. That's why like there's so much damage all over the place.
Why did he need to put it behind his back?
Cool pose.
I mean, they really spent a long time on that cool pose. Like, look at this. He's like,
you gotta get the quota.
He's put his arm behind his back for like 7 or 8 frames, 9 frames, 10, like for a dozen frames here, and then a dozen frames. It's the sword's behind his back, and then he's like, okay. I mean, who would ever do that? Like, say you're playing baseball, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on my back behind my back here. Okay, you pitch the ball. Like, no one would do that. I'd be like, I'm ready. Fine. Whatever. So he's whipping Akira arm around. Fine. Wow. No. Oh, wow. Oh, I got hit.
Vargas.
Old fella, how are you? I'm actually not that old. I'm actually like 27. What are you? Thanks. Eek. What horrible monster god, save us. He's swinging that battle axe around like a whip. It's like Carmine read ahead in the text and figured out what he was doing.
It looks like a whip. That's what he's doing. I actually didn't read it. Looks like a whip.
It's too fast for the human eye to see. At this rate, we'll be chopped to bits. I mean, why? I mean, dude, why do you have anything left to live for? Okay, like they clearly removed your legs and dick and half your face and they ate your family. Like, but the thing is. But Guts is blocking every single blow.
Oh my god.
Guts is so incredible. Guts is the most incredible man in the universe.
I'm trying to figure out how Guts does this, because if it's going faster than the human eye can see, like, how does he know what to block and stuff?
And he only has one. Guts only has one.
He only has one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, kya. Why did they file my teeth? It doesn't seem important. And he slices half his head off.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty gruesome. And he's still going. Sha, phew. What? Wait, what did he do here that makes him so incredible?
He blocked it? I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, because at this point, they're like, he's like in love with him. Like, it was like such a move that Puck is like, oh, he's incredible.
He's okay.
Like, does he mean like the entire sequence?
I think maybe the entire sequence, like him chopping the top of his head
and then chopping his head in half. Man, I always knew he was tough, but it seemed like he was just swinging his sword around widely. But now I realize that he's a master swordsman. I didn't
Oh my
realize that
god.
when he like took on literally 300 people during our first meeting. Like what? Or when he fought that army of 300 undead skeletons. What the fuck? Like only now? Only now, Puck, you said like before he was just like an average swordsman. But now he realized he's a master swordsman. Oh my god. All right. Oh, I've got half a brain. Ew, half his head's chopped off and he's still. Thanks. Oh, rawr, well done. Gwah! The black swordsman. Blah, now the slug is coming out of my head. Slug man. Oh, not bad, black swordsman. For a mortal, that is. It's the Count. Oh, long time no see, Vargas. What? You remember me? Oh, no, that's so. It's the Behelit. It's on the ground. I've got the Behelit. So it is you. Just you wait. After I take care of him, I'll be delighted to continue where we left off 7 years ago. I don't know how you're going to continue that considering you already finished eating my wife and kids, but okay. I guess. Fine. Truly impressive. You've honed your strength and skill to the utmost. No human, that is. Surely no one can defeat you. The fact that you're mortal, blah, blah, blue, blue, is your downfall. I don't know why he needed to like dress up like Zondark. Like he could have just walked over there.
Well, okay, this isn't him. This isn't him. This is his like this is like a piece of him. So the
Oh,
count. So
the count's
I
still alive. You're
guess
saying this isn't the
the count's
count.
still alive.
So
The
he's
count
kind
has
of like
basically he's like peeled
multiple
off a little.
man. He's like multiple man. He can like take. He
I
can
get
clone himself.
yeah, he's made like a tiny clone of himself that has gone inside Zondark and like is kind of controlling Zondark or whatever. But the real count is elsewhere. But I guess maybe they share a telepathy or something like that because it seems like
Yes, naturally.
because I'm like because like okay because we'll have to see later when we see the real count. Like, if does the real
Hmm.
count have knowledge of this event, or is this exclusive to just the little count? This is like his mini me, I guess. This is his mini me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Mini me.
okay. Ga wa sha la 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 za. At least they're bonding. Good friends. Good friends. Vargas, Puck, and the Behelit all hugging. Wah! Ugh. He hasn't used his like cannon yet, so we know like it's
No,
not
no,
the
it's
ending.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, over here! Hurry! What are you gonna do? Ah,
I
things are
think
falling
Vargas got
apart.
crushed. Oh my gosh.
Hey, what's going on?
Those
Oh.
people should be freaking out. Fires in like villages like this were like a nightmare back at this
That's
time.
true. Yeah.
Could wipe out the whole town.
I know, yeah. I mean, one of the big things, one of the, see, people don't realize this in modern society that we have these like wide roads where like cars drive. And we're like, oh, we think we have wide roads purely because of cars. But like wide roads also have the benefit of greatly reducing the threat of fire
Mm.
that older cities did not have. So like, when your house started on fire, it was very easy for it to like catch and have the whole city burned down. Like, and everything was made of wood. So like
Yeah.
today it's like, it's one of the benefits, even though like it's not so great that we have cities that sprawl, but it's like one of the benefits is they don't burn down as easily.
Yeah, yeah.
Um blah blah blah. It's funny because So you know how they blame Nero for like the burning of Rome, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
also really
yeah.
weird because like poetry at the time talked about how like there were fires in Rome all the time, like daily. And so it's like why is there this great fire like how are they blaming like the burning of Rome on Nero? Like Nero started the fire to burn down the city when there's like fires naturally like daily in Rome, according to like poets, like contemporary poets and stuff, you know? So like to not believe that the fire was just like an accident, but to believe that like, oh no, the emperor like caused it, you know. Um okay. Where are we?
We're
Yet.
in the sewers.
I know. This is like such a long issue. Yeah, this is your idea of an escape route? Stinky. I wonder if he's dead. Why would you think he's dead? Like, what? When did they last see him? Oh, because
Oh,
the
he got
roof
covered in
fell in?
rubble.
Yeah, no
Fuck, is there
way. Not
more?
in this universe.
Is there
Not in
more
this.
Zondark? Oh my god! Like they should have just cut out this whole character and just gone directly to the Count.
There's no way he'd be dead. That's ridiculous.
God,
I wonder if he's dead. What was that? The Count? Nah, not the Count. It was more like his demon.
no, it's Damon. It's
I'm sorry,
Damon.
his Daemon Targaryen.
Damon
Damn,
Targaryen.
damn, damn,
Man,
damn.
man.
His Daemon, like his dark materials. Um, have you read his dark materials,
I have
Trey?
not. No, no,
Have you
no.
seen any of the movies or the show or anything?
I have no idea what his Dark Materials is. Dark Materials. What
So
is
it's
this?
it's this world where it's a parallel world to Earth where every person has an animal like spirit
Hmm.
that is with them, and it takes different forms. Like some people have a cat, some people have a moth, some people have a snake. Everybody has like an animal, and their soul, a piece of their soul or their soul itself is in that animal. And it's metaphorical to like, because eventually like our world is in that world as well because they're parallel worlds. And so there's this
Hmm.
like, and so there's this religious movement that's like trying to sever people's daemon from their bodies so they no longer have them. And it's like this, it's very large, like metaphorical it's very anti-religious message for young adult novels, you know. Like
Yeah.
it's a really interesting concept. It's people that read it and like love it. The adaptation was pretty good, the HBO adaptation, but it's a very interesting concept. They so I don't know, it's worth people's time. People really
Yeah.
like it, but it's an interesting world. But yeah, everybody has a daemon, you know. Yeah.
Hmm.
um it was feeding off that guy up there for total control of his mind and body. Is that where we part? Um, that remained his desire to kill. This is where we part, huh? But before we go, there's
What?
something I want from you, huh? The Behelit. Come on, think of it as a down payment for killing the Count. I could have taken the Behelit from the snake blowjob dude.
Uh, I don't know if he had written that far ahead yet. Maybe he hadn't figured out that Snake Dude had like all apostles have Baelits.
So what can he
So
do
in
with a
the
Behelit once he has one?
in the '90s anime, and the first episode when Guts kills the snake guy, he takes his Behelit instead. But
Oh,
here
okay, well there you
it's the
go.
Count's.
Okay, so you're saying he actually does have snake blowjob guys Behelit, but he took it off screen.
Only in the anime, in the '90s anime.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think he has it here.
What can he do with the Behelit?
Uh No, I don't think you can do anything, to be honest. Like in somebody else's hands, like, they know what to do with the Behelits.
Right, like
But
it sounds
I
like
don't
in
know.
somebody else's hand, it could take on a second destiny and corrupt
Yeah.
somebody else. But like,
Guts doesn't. He thinks at this point he just thinks he can use it to get to the God Hand because his goal is getting back to the Eclipse and killing every single member of the God Hand. So for whatever reason, at this point, he all he knows is that the way he got there last time was when the egg activated and brought them all there. So he thinks he can somehow get there by having that.
okay, all right. I mean, all right, go for it, Guts. That thing's of no use to you anyway. Oh, okay. All right.
That's the noises he's making.
I have little reason to live otherwise, but okay, here you go. Hey, later. Smell you later. Hey, Guts. I will. Old fella, take care of yourself. I will, and take care of yourself, little one. Friendship.
Yeah, Vargas is a nice little guy. I wonder if there's Funko Pops of Vargas or something like that.
Vargas is a
Cute
nice
little
guy.
character.
He's just a guy without who's got his legs blown off. Okay,
I shouldn't call him a fun little guy. Yeah, you're right. He's a normal guy who's been tortured horribly.
You're a good person, you know that? At first I thought you were kind of creepy because you've had half your face eaten off and lack an eye and had your legs ripped off and watched your family get eaten, but it's all good. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Go now. Okay,
Look at
bye.
Vargas. What a cute little character Vargas is. Look at that little smile.
Yeah. Little Vargas.
Yeah, why
Hopefully,
can't he be the
he'll
protagonist?
return to the story in the next 120 chapters.
Oh, he does. He does.
Nice. Thank goodness. I was worried. Oh, one more thing. I think that people need to keep living.
Ooh.
So
Having themes.
bold move. Bold opinion. You see, I don't really know much about life, but living for the future is more important than trying to avenge the past, I guess.
Tell that to Vargas. He's screwed, man.
Yeah, I think he's trying to communicate.
This is your favorite character, Preston.
Man.
Oh, Jesus.
Puck's where it's at. This is the story of Puck. Okay, Berserk. I'm taking the position that Berserk is the story of Puck. Puck alone. Berserk. Guts is a side character.
It's a crazy theme he's asking for here. You should live your life.
It's kind of like how I believe a song about like the Wall story is really about Dullar's Ed. It's not really about John. it's he's the main character. Ha ha! What am I saying? I guess I'm just mixed up.
No, you're right. So he says, he's just like, yeah, you're right.
Ha 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 ha! Thank goodness we had such an incredible lesson by watching Guts and an Akira monster fight each other. And so I hope you've come to some sort of resolution and change in your opinion on life based on that. See ya. Why would Vargas be changing his mind and have this?
He is, but look, he's having the moment of self-reflection here. Such a dear elf.
Such a dear life. All of these experiences have made me rethink my life.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna open a coffee shop, and it's gonna be a nice little place in town. I'm gonna move on with my life. Yeah, look, that's what he's saying. Well, I can't just stand here forever. Look at him. He's about to change the course of his life right here.
You can't just stand around here forever. I mean, it's true that his entire workshop filled with fetuses has just been destroyed. So he might as well start a coffee shop. Meanwhile,
the trash compactor monster.
Oh no! But I just wanted to start a coffee shop. Why? I can't be. No! Oh! And you're saying Vargas is gonna come back?
Yeah. He does come back. Vargas does come back.
I mean, that could have been the end of him right there. Didn't need to come back.
Well, yeah. Well, you'll see. You'll see how he comes back. You'll see.
Oh, he's gonna. He's got far too many limbs and eyes right now. He needs to like lose a few more. Is that
he needs
it?
to suffer more.
He needs to suffer more. Okay, great. This is very German, like having these like shots where you can like see down.
Oh yeah.
2 different streets with like a house in the middle. Listen, Guts. That's so rude.
How rude.
Just taking the Behelit, walking off like that. At least you could have seen him off somewhere safe. It's true.
Oh yeah, it's true.
You're responsible for his death, motherfucker, or continued torture. Well, what's the big idea? He saved you, you know. He showed you a secret passage into the castle, too. He saved you. There were 20 guardsmen coming after you. He even gave you the Behelit. I could have done those things myself, except this much is appreciated. So much that I would have taken it by force if necessary. Scoundrel. But, don't you want to destroy the Count, right? Your allies, after all? You're kidding me, right? Even when he begged me, I turned him down, that maggoty creep. How could you? Ha 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 ha, allies. I can't be bothered for some good-for-nothing bastard acting like we're friends. He'll end up dragging me down with him. That goes for you too, Bug. Oh,
he's so mean.
I just get my feelings
Have you
hurt
making him
about
cry?
this guy. Yeah. What is it? Shh, another execution. Is it true? Yes. There was just one yesterday. I know, but they say it's a friend who caused by all the commotion at the execution grounds. I hear it's supposed to be a warning to him. Huh?
Uh-oh.
Guts! Hey, wait. Guts! Do.
Crossbow.
Is this supposed to be like his house, or is that just a random ruin?
I think it's just a random ruin on like the outskirts of town for some reason.
Oh, okay.
That's odd. I guess Guts is there. He's getting ready.
Oh, he's finding some. He had to crash somewhere. Okay, I get it. Guts! Hey, Guts! Hey, Guts! Guts, grrr! I have to say, this issue has a lot more puck. This is like more puck.
I cannot believe this is your favorite character. I refuse to believe that.
Of course.
I love me some Vargas, I like Vargas.
Yeah, maybe Vargas is my favorite character.
I refuse to believe Puck is your character.
Yeah.
You're only doing that to bother me.
Number 3 is Rape Horse. And number 4.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
We're only 120 issues from Rape Horse, right?
How the fuck do you know the exact amount of issues? How do you know this?
You told me about Rape Horse. Before I even started Berserk, you told me about Rape Horse.
Someone brought it up and I had to explain to you what it was because you were like, what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah. This issue goes on forever, man.
We still got a ways. We're like
this
is fourth left or third. Long. Oh my god. All right, we'll power through.
Because before it was just like you had like a minuscule amount of plot, and then it was like 100 pages of battle. But this is like a lot of story, and it's super fucking long.
And it doesn't need to be like Zondark. Remove that character entirely. Remove that fight. Remove that character. You don't need it.
I'm sorry. My favorite character is Zondark, followed by Vargas, followed by Puck, followed by Rape Horse. Okay, can I take a hint? All right then. I won't ask you again. Okay, fixing my hand. And then,
Oh
He's
no.
back. He sliced
We're
them
not so
up,
different,
chopped
you
them
and
off,
I.
and then he ate them. Oh, he ate the rest of
Ooh.
his thighs. I see.
Look at this. Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
he's like, we're not so different, you and I.
So he took. I mean, he didn't take that much more. I mean, the first time he took his legs below the knees and his wife and kids, and now this time he only took his thighs.
Well, no. This is a flashback. This is Guts in a moment of reflection, thinking back at Vargas. That
Oh,
he's
Vargas
like
is not actually here.
no, Vargas isn't here. This is like he's like me. Vargas is like me. He's tortured. He's
Gotcha.
lost an
He's lost an eye. He's
lost.
lost a piece of himself. Before my eyes, he took my wife and son. Okay. I was nothing but a prisoner of fear. Okay, he's reliving this because
Yeah,
this was okay. Okay, these are words that he said before.
yeah.
Please
And this is
avenge me.
Guts in a moment of self reflection, being like, oh, I shouldn't have been mean to that guy. He's like me.
Yes. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the castle, let's do some more executions. It's
Oh
me. Oh
no.
no, I'm gonna be executed, even though I have very few. I don't really want to live. Meet me again, Vargas. We meet again,
Okay.
Vargas.
So then maybe this answers that mini me, the count's mini me, does not
Yeah,
share a brain with him because he's saying like we meet again,
we
unless
met
he.
again. It's true because they did
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
before. So the other thing was more like his spawn.
yeah.
What has
They
it
don't
been?
share a
7
brain.
years now? Ho ho. What are you glaring at? Normally, we need to give you a painstaking interrogation, but I've decided to get over with and execute you right away. You should be grateful.
All
That's true.
right,
Yeah. Your
he probably
Majesty,
is.
the object you mentioned is nowhere to be found. I see. So the black swordsman has it. I mean, was this guy's Behelit that he's looking for?
Yes, I
Yeah,
Vargas got the Count's Behelit,
he
and
stole it.
I guess he's looking for his Behelit too.
I mean, he still seems to have all his powers without the Behelit. So,
Oh yeah, you don't need the Behelit. They just kind of the Behelit you can use. It's like a telephone line, I guess. It's like a walkie-talkie to the God Hand, I guess.
okay.
After it transforms you, you keep it just so you can stay in touch with the God. I don't know.
So
It's weird.
he's mildly annoyed that he doesn't have his Behelit because he can't talk to
Yes,
himself.
it doesn't take your power away or anything if
Gotcha.
you lose your Behelit. Yeah.
Okay. Let me chill in this weather vane. Yay, old fella. Whoa, why'd you do that? Uh, huh?
It's guts.
Guts! Guts! I knew you'd come. There is some good. There is some good in you. So what you gonna do? You better hurry up, or the old fella's gonna. You got it all wrong, huh? I just came to watch him die. Ha ha ha.
Oh
What?
guts.
Look, in the shadow of the past, in the shadows past the castle gates, it's a trap. As soon as I approach the execution stand, hundreds of troops will burst out. You think I'm so noble that I'm just gonna walk right into their trap? Gulp. If you're so worried about it, why don't you save him? But I couldn't possibly do that alone. Then shut up.
Oh,
The same goes for him. An average person, a misfit who can't even swing a sword. It's ridiculous for him to think he can defeat that monster. Ah, ambition comes with a price attached. Of course, that price comes too high if you die for nothing. Not again, not like before. These emotions are pouring into me. The reward for ambition, too great, is self destruction. It burns, dark and violent emotions pounding into me, self hating, destructive, burning like black magma.
oh my God.
Nah! Is this the source of Gut's strength? Huh, this is weird. Oh, old fella! He should have known his limits. A rat should live like a rat. Yeah. Guts, are you afraid? What are you talking about? The old fella. Fighting enemies can't possibly defeat. You're afraid of him, aren't you? Yeah, you're afraid. Afraid to admit you're also fighting a losing battle. You don't just want to admit that you're like him. Well, then why'd you come here? If you really didn't care, you wouldn't be here at all. If you hated the old fella that much, caw, squeak. You talk too much, you know that? Where does an elf like you get off talking to me like a human? You big ass selfish bastard chicken, you little brat. Damn bug. I should feel compassion. You gotta be kidding me. This issue. I mean, I like this issue, but what was kind of obvious and unsaid in previous issues is overwhelmingly said over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, it's too much.
And they like everything goes on, and like what would have been 1 page of dialogue is like 9 pages of dialogue here. Like,
Yeah.
like look at this. Like Puck is trying to convince. Oh my god! Like Puck is trying to convince Guts to do something for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 11 pages of the manga. He's trying to convince him to do action. Like that's insane. Like
Oh boy, that's a lot of drawing. That's a lot of art.
That's a fucking feast for crows right there, man. That's And then Puck is like, my head is splitting. Fear, anger, sadness, guilt. Oh, really? You needed to tell everyone that you're feeling guilt? You don't think we could have gotten that? The hysteria of hundreds of people swirling around inside me. Old fella. Should I? Should I?
Yeah.
That idiot. The little fella. Doink.
Oh.
Bull. Huh? Huh, stupid. Huh? What are you doing? Get on with it. Yes, sir. It's a shame. What's that supposed to mean? That I won't be around to enjoy the sight of you choking in your own blood. Death will be paying a visit soon enough, along with the hundreds of victims you've killed who will drag you down to hell with them. Nonsense. Finish him off. Black swordsman, I beg you. Duh. Hold up the devil's severed head before us once and for all. Hold it up before us. Blop. Oh, so that's the end of Vargas.
Yeah.
There's his
Vargas.
head. Oh.
People loved Vargas. People loved him. They're gonna miss him.
Oh. And then he just like walks home. God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great. You fetus thing. Yeah, one-eyed. Oh, now he's got the face of Vargas.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the guilt. Oh, you again. Oh. Hold up his severed head before us. Didn't show up after all, did you, Black Swordsman? Well done. Or maybe. Who's this hottie? Oh. Damn, how come we gotta do this crap? Not that I care, but the corpses are practically pouring out of this pit. Forget about it. What a fool, thinking he could take on the Count. Yorick, I knew thee well. Right? He's got a Hamlet thing here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's the Hamlet reference there.
Gulp, yuck, let's finish our work and get out of here. Huh? Oh, Black Swordsman. Huh? Oh, why'd you kill us?
Why'd you kill those guys? Wait,
We're just digging a grave.
those were just those were just guys digging a grave. I don't even know if they're bad guys. Yeah, how come we got to do this crap? Yeah, this is like killing the janitors. Why'd you do that? What? Guts?
Guts. The look in your eyes. I won't fail. Filled with vengeance. I won't fail like you. Oh, the skeleton's coming up. It hurts. Yeah,
it's nighttime, so just like last time,
I'm in pain.
Just like in the second chapter, when he's around a mass grave, the spirits come out at nighttime because of the mark.
I can't see my eyes. His head. We want the Count's head. Damn. Revenge, revenge. We want revenge together. Raw. No, together. Whoa. Whoa, what's going on with him? He's getting
this is weird. He's getting possessed?
Yes. That's basically what's happening.
No. God, pushed you guys away. Rah, ha, never. You and I got nothing in common. You're dead, all of you. This is my fault. Mine, a person of the flesh and blood. You're nothing but worthless scum. Get away from me, carcasses. That's right.
Yeah, you're right that there's tons of dialogue where you don't need dialogue. Like that doesn't need to be said. You know, none of that needs to be said.
This is a really stretched out issue.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself. I'll kill the Count with my very own flesh and blood.
Telling you, man, it's quota.
Ooh.
My man had to do a quota.
This one
way too long.
Guardians of Desire 2.
Like, I'll get Zondark.
This was fucking way too long. And it doesn't make any sense to me because like Guts's like his recklessness and invincibility is just not logical pain to pain. Like at one point he's invincible and he can take on anybody. Or even if he's not, he's self-destructive and doesn't care if he dies. And here it's like remember the story began with him going to an execution, going up to the Count, like grabbing a head, chucking it at the Count and being like, whatever, motherfucker. And now his friend is getting executed and he's just like, yeah, it's fine. We're just going to let him get executed because like their whole plan is to attack me during the execution. Even though
with 100 men in it, and I can't fight 100 men.
Even though I've fought 100 men easily before. Yeah.
Preston, how many chapters? I'm sorry, how many pages is this?
This one is really long. This was 120.
120 something?
Oh, dude,
yeah,
Trey, man, I think I speak for every single Berserk fan right now when like I pray for a chapter that has 120 pages.
Yeah, nowadays, the ones recently
are like
118, 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like savoring every page you get nowadays. Yeah, this is crazy that they used to just crank them out. Dang.
Yeah, and we're sitting there being like, this is a lot of wasted time.
Mm-hmm.
Like 11 fucking pages of.
Well, I can probably answer what happened. So the first 3 chapters again is just a guy going from place to place fighting monsters. So he probably got notes from his editor basically telling him like, all right, we need to go somewhere. You need to give a story. You know, it happens all the time with manga guys where they'll draw something and then the editor will look it over like, yeah, this is great, but can you like change this next time or can you do this next time? I'm assuming that's what happened here, and because of all the exposition and all the fights, that's probably what happened. That's probably why it was extra long.
Yeah, I mean, it also it's structured so differently than the previous 3 issues we've had, which have been Guts arrives, and then you discover an evil, and then everyone thinks that Guts isn't necessarily going to act, and then he has a massive fight at the end.
Mm.
The order is different here. Here he has a massive fight, and then he thinks about doing action and then doesn't do any action. So it's like everything's kind of backward. And it definitely just kind of like goes on and on. But again, this is only supposed to be like part 2 of a longer story, but it's the story is long, but it's not better than like the previous short stories, you know?
Yeah.
Still the same story. Like comes into town, needs to kill a dude.
It's like tough voyaging. It's like when he stretched out the Soothlam trilogy there, you know? It's longer, but it's not better.
Longer but not better. You're right. Stretching it out. Now I'm thinking about that, like every fucking dude who writes a fantasy series is like, oh, it's got to be like 20 books. And you're like, does it need to be 20 books? Are you really telling a story that needs 20 books? Or does it need a short story? Does it need like is it like a 5-page short story? You know, you're like, no, you gotta have 20 books, like, the crystals of Zondarkia. You're like, you really do you? Like, it's really important.
Preston, hanging out with you has changed the way I look at storytelling, where it needs to be economical. Like I don't know, it's changed the way where you're just like, sometimes you're like, yeah, this was a wasted plot line here. Wasted space. Like what?
Yeah.
What's her name in Breaking Bad, where she has the plot line where she's stealing?
Oh, she's the kleptomania plot line of Breaking
Skylar's
Bad, where you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for it to be. It has no impact on Breaking Bad whatsoever at all. Yet, like, it's many episodes are dedicated to the kleptomania plotline. Yeah. Okay, Guardians of Desire Chapter 2. I mean, I appreciate that they're trying to create. He was trying to add more story in here, a little bit more, but I don't know if it went anywhere.
Yeah, the thing is that like so far there's not much for you to latch on to, like story wise. Like there's not much story where like we're kind of hearing the same thing. Like this guy's just a copy of the Snake guy. Like just that it's stretched out longer.
It's a monster with like creepy genitalia demons coming out of his mouth that like eventually needs to be like killed.
Yeah, who's just a sadist who's unforgivable and stuff. Like
who's a cannibal. Yeah, sadist and a cannibal. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So it's like there's not too much. Like right now, there's not too much compelling. I don't know to go.
Besides, you mean your favorite fucking character, Zondark.
Zondark, he's there.
I fucking hate that name so much. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's oh my god.
Zondark.
It was also unnecessary. It's like this random fucking guy who was like not even much better than a single soldier comes back to be the vessel of his like Akira worms, you know? So the Akira worm could like capture. Is the Akira worm still alive? Is that going to be resolved?
I think it comes back. Yeah, I think it comes back. Like I think he's still a sub boss that he has to fight later. I know we're not done with Zondark yet. The whole point of Zondark is to add a little extra fighting. It sounds like.
I just hope Zondark comes back 100 issues later.
He does not come back 100 issues later.
100 issues.
Because we're like is Berserk is like on like issue like 130 or something, right? So I'm like,
300,
Berserk.
300 something.
is it?
something like that,
Fuck.
yeah.
We want Zondark to come back 300 issues later.
Bro, Preston, I love you. And any fans who have read this shit know that if you think this is bad, you're not ready for boat arc.
Ooh.
The boat. I fucking forgot about the boat.
How
Where
could
it's
you?
just-
How could
It's
you?
Zondark. It's Zondark for years. You have Zondark for years. And you're like, fuck, can we get off this boat? And then like you're like, you know he's getting sick and the chapters are stretching out further and further. And you're like,
Preston,
oh
do
god.
you remember that Simpsons episode where they sing "They'll never stop the Simpsons, have
Yeah.
no fear, we got story"? Yeah, it's Zondark for years, baby. Like it's but on a boat.
Oh my god, the boat.
This issue also there was definitely, even though there was the vagina monster, there's definitely less like, oh my god, he's got a massive dick moments in this issue.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder if somebody told him to tone it down.
Like
Because
Right?
even the chapter cover, even like the chapter covers and stuff.
I
the
mean,
issue
I
covers
suppose
still
like
have
this
it.
issue, this image here of this guy bringing down his axe is pretty fucking blatant. But like that's pretty blatant. But there's not so many of like, oh my god, his sword is so big. They didn't say his sword is so big once in this
big
in this
lump
issue.
of metal or anything like that.
But
yeah,
this was so puck heavy. It's amazing
It was
how
very
puck heavy
puck-heavy.
this was.
and he just talks and he just talks and talks and talks. This time,
My favorite character.
he's got his
Oh man,
little
oh man.
ooh,
Okay, we
right,
went on and
on him.
on for a long time on this one. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Oh my god, thank you for chilling with me for fucking an hour and 46 minutes talking about Guardians of Desire Part 2. Fuck. Fucking A. Who's still with us at this point? Leave a comment if you are if you watched to this point. Yes, I watched to this point, Preston. Comment, please, because I want to know exactly how many people made it this fucking far into Guardians of Desire
made
Part
it to
2.
the end. Hashtag made it to the end.
Hashtag made it to the end. Thank you guys. We will see you next time. I'll see you next time.